Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Fernandez and welcome to my channel. I like to inspire mental health. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I post weekly videos about mental health and my experience with bipolar disorder. So with that, this is part 2 of the video from last week in which I talked about what to do if you're feeling depressed. So last week I left you guys by talking about purpose, finding your purpose, and how this channel is named I Live to Inspire Mental Health. Find your purpose, because finding my purpose is what helped me survive. I talk about this in my other videos, and I think at the very beginning probably, and it is because I believe that purpose is one of the most important things in survival, because it is the inner feeling that we are worthy, that we are valuable, that there's gonna be something beyond this moment, that there is going to be a moment beyond what you're going through right now, that it will get better and that you're going through it for a reason. So I think having that mentality is crucial. One of the things that I always think about, even now, whenever I go through something hard, maybe I am not having my best day, I think, okay, what is the purpose of this? And some people might argue that not everything has a purpose and all that kind of stuff, but it is a great technique on overcoming. So it's like, what am I gonna learn from this? What skills am I gonna learn from this? Does this give me kind of a sense of duty in the future? For example, when I went through my worst times, all I could think about was, if I survive, I can help somebody else do so in the future. So that's what I did. This is my purpose. I believe I was born to do this. And so that kept me going even when I was having suicidal thoughts, even when I was having thoughts of hurting myself. And that is because I believed that there was going to be something beyond this moment, that life would be great. Maybe I could only dream of it right now in that moment. Maybe I didn't know if it was going to be a reality, but the thought of it got me here. And I was right. I was right about those thoughts. I was right about life moving on, about life not just being what you're going through right now, but it's so much beyond that. And it is important to understand that this is a critical time where you need to understand that life goes on. Life will not always be like this, and you're going through this for a reason. It's gonna make you stronger. It's gonna make you a better person. It's gonna make you more sensible to other people. It's gonna make you more likely to help others. So I think that it has a lot of positives, even though it feels like the worst time in our lives, and it probably is. That's the thing, you're probably going through the worst time that you'll ever be going through in your life. So if you think about it that way, it's like, okay, I'll get over this, and then life will be great. Of course, it's a work, and so if you have mental illness, you can always have drawbacks and stuff like that, but you learn, you get better, and each time it gets a little easier. Something else that I did was I wrote down sometimes my thoughts, my feelings, which are kind of shocking to read back now, because I was in a lot of pain and I was feeling my mindset was in a completely different place than it is right now. And you can tell. And what you get from writing is that it's a different outlet, right? Your thoughts are not just in your head, but they're actually like written on paper, which makes it kind of easier to deal with them, because it helps you understand. Sometimes you're gonna write or say things, like sometimes I'll even be making videos like this, and I'll say things that I didn't even think I was gonna say on the video, because you kind of surprise yourself when you use different methods of communication and not just having it stuck in your head. So that's one of the things that I would say: write it down and save it, because one day you're gonna see it, not as in like a memory lane to go back to with all the pain and relive it. No, it's a way to see your growth, how much better you got. And if you don't want to read that stuff, then that's fine, burn the book later on, but writing it helps you understand your own feelings, why you're having them, and what you can do to fix them, because there's always something behind those feelings, those thoughts. Although sometimes we don't control if we're depressed or not, and it could feel like it's because of nothing, sometimes there are things that can trigger it, that can trigger anxiety. And if we figure that out by really learning about ourselves, we can feel better overall. Whenever you're writing stuff, or maybe you make a video about it and talking about your feelings, and that helps too. Like I've said before, making these YouTube videos has helped me tremendously, and I think that it's because communicating my thoughts, my feelings, it helps. It makes you feel better. So then also by writing, you know, sometimes you feel like you're out of touch with the world, you feel like you're not really here, but when you write it down and you read your stuff, you kind of feel more human. It's like, okay, I'm on earth, you know, like I'm still here, I'm still alive, and everything's going to be okay. I think also writing like a little message at the end, even if you don't believe it, writing it down is gonna be kind of like a way for your brain to work on being more positive and feeling better. If things are just not working out, maybe you've tried therapy, maybe you've tried doing yoga, doing this, those are the things that I tried to do before I was actually medicated. So sometimes I am not, like I've always said, I'm not romanticizing medications. I am not also saying they're the worst thing like in the world, or but I think that they're made for a reason and they're there for a reason. Of course, you know, you have to find the right doctor, because let's be real, we're humans and not everybody has the best way of treating patients, or maybe, you know, you don't feel comfortable with that doctor. So it's very important to find somebody who you feel comfortable with, who you feel like they're actually taking care of your needs and understanding your feelings, not just, you know, giving you medication. But sometimes maybe nothing else works out, and I think that it's not for everybody, but I think that medicines, at least for me, I do believe that they did save my life, because there was, with my diagnosis in that moment, there was nothing else that like was truly helping, and I was becoming very, very like suicidal, which was very dangerous for me to be like that. And that is up to your doctor, and that is up to what he or she believes is best for your diagnosis, and it's also not necessarily going to be forever. So that is, I think, one of the other things that you should be considering is talking to your psychiatrist after you've been diagnosed and seeing, do I need this, like in a personal level, not just somebody who's just going to give you a prescription and that's it. You have to make sure that you're with a doctor that is good and that really takes the time to get to know you. One of the last things that I think is very important is, you know, it is very important, I don't even think I know it's very important, is that if you're having suicidal thoughts, if you're having thoughts of hurting yourself, anything, talk to somebody right away. Those thoughts, they become worse. Those thoughts, they grow upon each other. One time you're gonna have a small little thought about it, but I would never do it, and then the next day or the next time it's gonna be worse and worse and worse. So it's very crucial, it's very important to understand that your brain in that moment, it is not okay. Your brain in that moment is not where it's supposed to be, and that is not your fault. It is not your fault, but you have to talk to somebody about it, because it's for your own safety and for you to take care of yourself. So lastly, I want to talk about one of the biggest things that helped me get through my mental illness and get a lot better, and that was helping other people. But there's kind of something about that. First of all, if you have a mental illness, sometimes when you're going through the worst parts of it, it's not always healthy to be helping people who are going through the same thing, because you're both going through a hard place, and sometimes that can be not so good. But for example, what I did is I was a member of the club for Best Buddies for Kids with Disabilities, and I helped them in the sense of I was with them, but I didn't feel like I was helping. Like, I loved being there because I love like making people smile, and they made me smile so much. So I was helping other people in a different area of what I was going through, and that was making me happy. I was making them smile because it was making me feel like I had the power to help other people feel good. That even though I felt terrible inside, I had the power to make somebody else smile. And smiles, let me tell you, they're contagious. So that made me super happy, and that is one of my biggest recommendations. If you can go out volunteering, maybe go to helping with kids with disabilities, maybe helping puppies, maybe, you know, there are so many things that we can do in this world to make it a better place. And if we feel useful, even if when our brains are messing with us, telling us that we're worthless, that we're the worst people in the world, if we see a smile on somebody else, or if we feel the love of a puppy, we're gonna feel a lot better. And ultimately, doing that a lot, it becomes a part of you, and it becomes a place where you can forget about your problems and it becomes a place where you can really grow out of those negative feelings. So that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and a bad day does not mean a bad life.